All right, everybody. Good afternoon. Happy Saturday. What we have here is World Ventures and NXTD, a collaboration between a couple companies, but really it's brought to you by a founder by the name of Wayne Nugent. You see, what he has here in store for you guys is an idea that really resonated with his family and wasn't around when he was young. You see, when I saw this idea, I was completely at a loss for words. When I saw this concept, my mom actually, we didn't come from a very good financial background. My mom actually didn't know where the next mortgage payment was going to come from when I saw this. And so, you know, that struck me up to start to think, shoot, I got to do something different to help change the history of my family's life. And, you know, this concept, I'm going to kind of go into on how that vehicle, how this has been a vehicle to help change my life, but also I fell in love with the idea that the founder had. You see, the founder that created this company didn't have a money objective, but he had a creation objective. He had a creation goal. And you're going to see that as being very apparent. You see, when you got on here, you probably thought that this was about an app or a smart card or, you know, just a long-term project. But this is much, much bigger than that. You see, what we have here is a company that's actually in a stage that, if you think about Apple, you know, if you don't remember what Apple was before it was Apple, it was a company called Macintosh. And that company now is almost irrelevant, at least that name. You know, basically Apple's taken over the concept behind their technology. It is now known all across the globe as just that one company. Well, you know, they have some Mac computers and so on, but that is Apple. So, you know, what is World Ventures? Right now, you're seeing World Ventures on a cusp of where it was Macintosh, and it's about to go into World Ventures 2.0. You see, the company is based out of Plano, Texas, in about 35 different countries. And what they do is they took the Sam's Club and Costco concept into a different realm. You know, you probably think of, when you think of Sam's Club, Costco, pretzels or broomsticks or whatever the case may be, and you have to be a member to have access to that. Well, see, here's the thing. World Ventures took that idea and they put it towards travel. Have you ever heard of somebody doing it to travel at scale, though, or at all? You see, that's what this company is doing. World Ventures is saying, hey, Carnival Cruise Line, Ritz-Carlton, Sheraton, Marriott, what we're going to do is we're actually going to book out 50, 100, 200, maybe 500 of your rooms or cabins. What kind of prices can we get per room versus one family? Which is obviously going to drop the price way down, similar to like you buying a bottle of water at a gas station for 99 cents and then ended up going into like a Walmart or maybe even in the same gas station and buying a 24-pack for $3, $4, or $5. You see, the membership's good for you plus anybody else that you want to bring alongside with you. And, you know, that concept alone could probably end up allowing you to go on a trip, maybe as low as, you know, going to a 6-day, 5-night cruise for $249, or going to Dubai and being able to have your breakfast and dinners included with safari tour for $728, or go to Guatemala and build through. See, you know, the cool thing about this is they got themed trips. You know, maybe you've never known how to give back. Maybe you've always wanted to, but just didn't have a vehicle. And so what's cool is World Ventures actually partners with Hug It Forward in the WV Foundation. And what they do is, you know, basically stuff trash into bottles and wrap them chicken wire to create schools so that way kids can learn under a roof rather than another tree. So, you know, basically what this company does is they plan large trips all across the world. And, you know, you can go by yourself on some trips, but if you want to go on a large trip, that's, you know, the product is planned for you, pre-made. And what they do is they give you an avenue to do a lot of things, basically anywhere except for the North Pole and Antarctica for obvious reasons. And so, you know, with that, we just created a problem. World Ventures right now is quote unquote Macintosh of the day or of the century. Is, you know, they basically on a 12-year schedule did just under $1 billion on that concept alone. And even better, you know, with looking at these prices, I mean, do any of these look ridiculously expensive to you? And obviously not would be the case. And so it's funny with that price, what they're saying is if you find it anywhere cheaper, what you're going to do is just find it, report it to them within 7 days, and they'll send you on that trip for free. They'll refund everything that you put into it, and they'll send you on that trip, paid for by the company if you do. So, you know, putting your money where your mouth is, you know, that idea alone now creates a huge opportunity for a lot of people, and a big problem in that more and more people are like, dang, I've been missing out on a lot of lost time. Now that I can take trips at that scale, you know, I want to start experiencing more. I got to make up for everything that I haven't done yet. And so the cool thing is if you were to become a Sam's Club member, you usually pay a price and get XYZ product. Well, here with World Ventures, what you're going to be able to do is the only way that you can become a member is if you force yourself to save to travel. Okay? They make you open up and enroll into an account just to get you started. So that way you have a point system that you can now use to take off the top of a trip. If you don't know what that little ribbon was doing next to the 728, just imagine 1 point equals $1, $1 equals 1 point. So you're able to take $360 off the top of the already deeply discounted price, which is very cool. You see, what's going to happen is you're going to open and enroll yourself with some points, and then what they're going to do is like Netflix, they're going to make money off of the monthly subscriptions. But if you're a member long enough, if you're a member until your fiscal year, December 9th, 2018, they're going to give you every dollar that you spent into the club and kick it back to you, so that way you can use the following year all those dollars you saved up to use on a future trip or a couple trips. And so with that, if you can go on a $250 cruise, you're probably going to tell some people about it. And so if you're willing to tell some people about it, what they're going to do is they're going to reward you, depending on the membership that the customer gets, they're going to reward you anywhere from $50 to $200 in points to be able to use for that savings or for that Dream Trips Cloud. And so, you know, with that too, there's multiple ways that you can also gain points, and a couple of the ways that this company is about to go into the World Ventures 2.0 stages is they're going to go into increasing the dining and entertainment industry platform that we have here. You see, just imagine going to El Nuevo Rodeo in Bloomington, Minnesota, and let's just say you got chips and salsa and a burrito, and it all ranged up to being about $10. And so, you know, what's cool is just you as an average Joe, if you weren't a member, you just pay your $10, eat your food, and go. Well, the cool thing is if they're partnered with us, what's going to happen is you'll just scan a QR code and you'll be able to get anywhere from 30 to 50% of your bill back in points to use to take off the top of a trip. So, you know, pay $10, you get anywhere from $3 to $5 off something you're already doing anyway to be able to take off the next trip. Shopping, if you're a shopper, shopping online now, I think it's about 80% of people are users on shopping online. So, you know, basically what you'll be able to do is get anywhere between 0 and upwards of 60% in points off of your subtotal, 0 to 60% of your subtotal back in points that you can now use to take off the top of a trip. So, you know, basically, if you shop at 9 West, Forever 21, Kohl's, Lowe's, Walmart, any stores like that, there's over 4,000 retailers. You could take advantage of that savings cloud. And, you know, now with that being said, the company definitely, with being able to enhance your daily lifestyle, they thought, well, shoot, if you're being able to accrue all these points, because now it's becoming a super no-brainer, then what they want to do is, hey, what if on the certain dates that the Dream Trips are formed, because we're sending bulk people at one time that works for everyone, what if we say, hey, if you can't make those times, we'll allow you to create your own dream trip. What if now you can use points that you're already saving up anyway and take them off the top of a hotel stay on your booking engine, or take them off the top of a cruise just at random, or take them off of merchandise, you know, your Calvin Klein or your Yonkers, whatever the case may be. Or what if you could take the the money from the cloud and use them towards wine, vineyards? If you're a huge wine drinker, that'd be an asset for you. So you're going to be able to take this from a Dream Trips cloud to a Dream Life cloud and return it back into your favor. So this is an example of somebody taking advantage of the dining. Basically, to get that picture across, somebody probably spent anywhere from 30 to 45 bucks on their food and got $15 back, or 15 points back into their cloud. So, you know, with us being able to generate these points, we needed some tracking system. We created a huge problem in tracking everything, and now we've come up with a couple ways. One can be on an app, and another can be on a smart card. And so what's cool is, if you've never seen a smart card before, this company has invested a lot of funds into this new technology. And what it is, basically, if you've ever had a gift card somewhere from the holidays, from a birthday, just got them at random, and you walked by a store, and when you got to that store, or walked past the store, drove past the store, you're thinking in your head, dang, I wish I would have brought it with me. But I didn't. I left it in my desk drawer. Well, the cool thing is you'll be able to put up to 8 cards. That's gift cards, travel, you know, gift cards, your debit card, your credit card, whatever cards that you like to put on there, you can. Up to 8, and that will increase in the future. But what the cool thing is it's just going in on a new technology as a computer, so that way you can leave all of those at home and just have one digital wallet if you wish to do so. And it will be waterproof. You don't have to worry about getting shoved into a pool and just not having any access. But my biggest question was this. You see Ultra Secure in the top left-hand corner. And what that was a huge concern for me. You see, you're working with a bunch of technology all in one card. That's a lot of information that could get tapped into. Well, think about how safe and secure your current cards are. Not very secure. So think about, you know, a computer that you have. Well, computers usually have a couple firewalls on them. This is a mini computer that will. There's an alarm that went off there, so excuse me. There was a couple firewalls on your computer. There'll be a couple firewalls on your smart card as well, which will be tough to break through. This card is not indestructible. It's not unbreakable. It's just far more secure than any other card that you'll have out there. And here's an example of how you can turn on the card if you've ever seen one. You also have a pin, so similar to like your phone based off your rhythm and touch. You'll be able to charge your card with a wireless charger. I don't know about you, but for me, every night before I go to bed, I must plug in my phone. Otherwise, that sucker will be dead probably before the morning's over. So, you know, cool thing is between the card and the charger, you could probably not charge those suckers in for at least half of a year. Just depends on how often you use your card and don't use your card. Now, with this, you know, checking out the app, you know, we're going to make people get on the app in order to confirm their card. And there's a genius business strategy to that, but basically you'll also swipe your cards on one end to help you confirm with what you have going on here. So, you know, in turn, that'll be coming soon. You're actually seeing that at a time where it's just in beta testing form, and there's only about 10,000 people that are testing them around the globe. There's about 1 million to 1.5 million members within the club. And so you're definitely seeing this at a time that the world has no idea about it yet. But, you know, if you're interested in the travel part, if you're interested in the card part, either way, you're going to end up seeing what the memberships look like. And this is just what it is. You know, you save your initial points right away that you can use within your first year. And then again, you get all your funds on your anniversary date. But one thing that I haven't talked about yet is the platinum membership. And that has to be talked about because, as you see, you're saving $100 a month. I mean, shoot, you're going to run. I mean, if you're going to save all those points, how can you use them at scale like everything else? And so what you'll be able to do is you'll actually be able to apply up to 20%. It's actually changed up to 50% more points than the average member. You'll be able to see pre-sale access, so you'll be able to see all the trips a week before all the other members. And in turn, I have a buddy of a buddy of a buddy who actually went skiing within the Swiss. And, you know, one thing, it's a cool story to share that, you know, basically when he went down a slope, I can imagine because I've done it myself, but he got the bad end of the deal. Long story short, went down a slope, ended up breaking his leg. And usually when you might want to take part in some sort of emergency evac service, depending on the injury, or, you know, maybe get rolled out of there, whatever the case may be. Well, he had emergency evac, and what was going to take place is he was going to have to spend tens of thousands of dollars. Actually, his bill was somewhere along the lines of $40,000 to get air alerted. But the cool thing is this membership on the platinum side also comes together with a roadside assistance emergency evac plan. And so his emergency evac covered up to $50,000 or whatever it took to get him air alerted out of there so that we can get taken care of. So very cool. Basically with the travel part, you know, I always say, you know, it's great to want to save as a platinum, but if you can't afford to save as a platinum, be a gold or be a standard, and then just make your way up, upgrade or downgrade as you wish. But again, yeah, if you refer one customer to one membership, you're going to get, you know, X amount of points. So, you know, pick your poison, but also referring customers can have its advantages in that, you know, even if somebody gets a membership that's better than yours, you can get more points to use too. So, this is now, I do have something that was the kicker for me. I went to Wartburg College, and I think now schools run into about $50,000 a year. And so to get this concept across before I move forward is basically this. If Wartburg said, hey, Tyler, you know, we love that you're a student here, and, you know, here's the deal. You know, 4 students is better than 1. And so if you know 4 people, strangers, family members, friends, doesn't matter, that are on the fence about going to Wartburg, maybe they never heard of Wartburg, but when they open and enroll, they say, hey, I was referred to this college by Tyler. So, you know, if they say that, what we're actually willing to do is is we're actually going to take your tuition, room, and board and books, and we'll pay for that. We'll pay for your college. And so that deal alone would probably have Tyler not on this right now. But with that being said, you know, what's cool is with the Dream Trips membership, not as much money on the table, but if you refer 4 customers, strangers, family members, friends to this membership, they'll actually take your monthly savings that you're doing, and they'll pay what you were paying for you. You can just stop taking it out of your checking account. They'll pay you that. So you can now consider yourself paid to travel. As far as the fly card, I did share that this hasn't reached the members yet. So yes, you are seeing this. If you'd like to fly first, that'll be cool because you'll have advantages like my buddy Brian Brown here. I got a mini video for you, and basically it's just to give you an example of what reactions I get. You know, I don't care if I go into a gas station or a mall, or, you know, if somebody comes over to my house. And what I get is when people see this smart card, it is things like unbelievable. You know, where did you get that? Did you create it? I mean, do you have a business page? You know, how do I get into contact with you? And so, you know, understand when you're seeing this information here, you know, your goal might be to get the card to raise your credibility. Because when they get that card, let's just say that we're along the timeline and that we allow the public to get this information, or allow the public to get the smart card. Excuse me. Well, you know, there's going to come a point where we're not going to require people to become members to own the card, or require them to own the card and become a member. It's just going to be, hey, if you want the card, just go to tyler.fly.com. You can buy one, and if they do, what's going to happen is the only way to operate the card again is to confirm your card through your Dream Trips app, which also means that on 1/5 of the app, they're going to have their cards uploaded, and on the other fifths of the app, they're going to see other things like notifications, and more importantly, we're going to show them Dream Trips. And so it's going to look like this. You know, they might press on a tab that says, oh, a visa for $1,000. That's really cool. It's on my bucket list. But I'm also seeing that these Dream Trips members are going at a deeply discounted price. Really, they're saving the cost of one membership on one trip alone. And so why don't I become a what? Why don't I become a member? Well, that's cool. If they want to do that, if somebody becomes a member all because they bought a card through your link, cool thing is that is now traceable. That is now, if somebody becomes a member, you're one more person closer to getting paid to travel. So guys, that's just it. That's the whole product side. I mean, it's not the whole thing. Really, you're just getting a bit, you know, a slice of the pie, so to speak. But I'm going to transfer over into a completely different spectrum with you here. You see, what I have the opportunity to do while I'm speaking with you today, and you do as well, is you have the opportunity to earn an income off of all this, if you wish to do so. It is not a requirement. Understand that if this part is not for you, there's also people that love the Sam's Club membership, but if they had to be Sam's Club representatives, sales would drop for Sam's Club. So that is not you. You do not have to be a professional with this deal. But if you'd like to be, being a professional has its own advantages, because you can now run your own business for basically $340. You see, it's $100 one time, $20 a month. And what they'll do is they're going to allow you to open up your store, quote unquote, open up your store, and they'll take care of your app for you. They'll take care of your website for you. They'll build all the cards for you and all the charges for you for $340 in a whole year. And so, you know, let's just flip over to a business otherwise, like you know, Poncheros or Starbucks. Normally, what they're going to have to do is, you know, they might spend $340 in just 1 month, not a year, in 1 month on cups and napkins and coffee and lights, you know, keep the lights on, and then you got property taxes and so on and so on and so on. And so, you know, with that, this actually has its advantage in that you can actually open up your own profession for basically a wholesale price. And here's the deal. As far as the card goes, I'm going to touch on this slightly. But if someone were to purchase the card, you know, not only do members get rewarded in that they can get their memberships waived and paid for, but also if you were to refer a card, here's what's going to happen once this gets to the public. Just a little vision for you. You will get 10% of every card sold. That's so far the compensation plan. And so if it's running for $200, you're going to get $20 every time somebody goes to tyler.fly or your own website.fly.com. And what they're going to do is, though, is before this all takes place, if you want to get on the front end, let people know about it, let them know that you have it, then every Tuesday, as long as you gift one member a membership, you now will get one opportunity to be able to be on the front end of this company. Every Tuesday night, they'll send you an email, and you can purchase your own card. But transitioning to the membership side, this is where the real money's been being made right now. And so if somebody wants to be a customer, you'll get anywhere from $50 to $150 in cash as long as you do it within a 28-day period. You know, not quit your job money. If you want to get your money back, you know, get 6. That's, you know, just the magic numbers. Just remember 3 and 6 to get yourself onto a right start. There's other ways of making compensation here, but I'm just going to keep it simple for you, because here's what I know. While you're looking at this deal, what you're probably thinking is, wow, I've never done anything like this before. And that's so true. Just also remember, too, you know, let's go back to day one when you're, you know, born. When you were born, day one, you know, your mom finally just got home for the very first time, and so did you. And so when you did, what happened is you smell something going on in the air as a mom. You know, you smell, you hear some things going on. You hear some clanging of pans. You hear some, you know, some microwaves and some refrigerator doors opening and closing. And, you know, also you smell some toast or some bacon in the air. And so what happened is she walks out the door and she sees you at 1 year old whipping up your own breakfast. Now just imagine that here with me. Like, that alone is, I'd be calling the cops, you know. So there you obviously know that for a while mom's going to be, you know, feeding you, or dad's going to be feeding you, whatever the case may be. And so same thing here is we're going to feed you on how to do it. We have a proven system on how to get this done. And you just make sure that you communicate with the person that brought you here, and you'll be able to get all the information on how to be successful. Now, with this is the last sort of compensation that I'm kind of run by, because this was cool for me. This was critical for me. And there's this thing called residual income. If you don't know what residual income is, just imagine your rent or your mortgage. If you didn't show up to your house for a whole month because you're on vacation, do you think that you still have to pay the bill? Of course. So the same thing here. Have you ever thought about complementing it with a way to earn residual income? So what you're going to do is if you can get up to 60 customers, or if you can get reps involved, or give them the opportunity to be involved, what's cool is a representative will be able to contribute up to half of all of the customer base that you have. So one person refers 200 people. Basically, just give you an easy idea of what that means. You know, they can contribute up to 30 of it, and then it'll max out. So, you know, get as many reps as you can, and you can get there a little bit faster. But also there's ranks like the director rank. Now, when you're seeing this, you can earn up to $2,000 per month, you know, residually. And so with that being said, just understand that if it's not easy to retire at 45 years anymore, I mean, just pay attention to the news. Who said it was going to be easier to retire 40 years early or 20 years early? It won't be. And so, you know, with that, you get rewarded based off performance. And if you perform and you perform and you perform, then what can happen is you can actually earn an income much higher than $2,000 a month, maybe upwards of $150,000, but you can also earn nothing. You see, there's no guarantees to income here. You get out of it what you put in. Anybody can become a gym member, but if you don't go in the gym and lift some weights instead, you take some pictures of yourself for a whole year, probably at the end of the year, you're going to be in worse shape, if not the same shape as you were before. Same thing here. If you're not sharing this information with anybody, you're probably not going to be in as good a shape as you'd like to be. So, you know, understand, here's the income disclosure statement. You can get what you hit, but, you know, if your friend has become a customer, then they can definitely show you how to become a customer. And in turn, if you both are signed up, that means you both know how to have 2 people join as customers, so you can grow and grow and grow together. Just continually doing what it takes to get other customers on board and following our simple system. So, you know, here's a brief overview again. Here's what the memberships look like. You know, again, refer 4, get paid to travel. If you're a rep, if you want to be a rep, you know, that's again $100 one time, $20 a month. But yeah, guys, we're not looking for everybody. We're just looking for the visionaries. You see, if you want to get started now, great. You know, but we love you. But we're gonna show more people other than you, and we're gonna show a guy by the name of Bob. Right? And so Bob, cool thing is even though you represent half of our team, we also represent half of your team. And so if Bob gets started because of us, now you're 59 customers away from your residual income. But if you want to think about it, cool. We're still going to go show Bob. That's just what's going to happen. And, you know, maybe he refers 10 customers by the time you get started. Could be an hour, could be a day. But if you would have got started before him, you would have been maybe 50 away rather than 59. So here's the deal, guys. Just make sure that you get connected with the person that, you know, shared this information with you. Just, you know, do what you need to do as far as, you know, making sure they have your name down or whatever the case may be if you just want a fly card. Apologize, another alarm here. But if you want the fly card for everyone else, just make sure that you're a member, and then you'll know before the whole public gets their hands onto it. Now, if you do want to earn or position yourself to earn an income off the masses and buy a fly card first, be a beta tester, make sure you refer one and gift one to get one, and also make sure that you're a member and a rep too. Okay. So guys, awesome. Appreciate you guys being on here. We're glad to definitely give you some value. Make sure that you connect with the person that shared this with you, and appreciate your attendance. You know, it's greatly appreciated. You could have been doing anything else, but you chose to be here. So that's awesome. You guys rock and roll. Have a great rest of your Saturday, and God bless.